Hi, I'm Josh Burdine with Rockstar Realty. Just had a customer email me this morning and ask me a question, and I thought it was pretty important. I figured it would be very useful for a lot of people out there to understand agency relationships and representation when dealing with real estate brokers in Florida. And an email I got from a customer this morning asked me if I was a dual agent. Now, dual agency is a term that is not necessarily allowed in Florida. In Florida, we refer to somebody who works with a buyer and a seller in the same purchase or sale as a transaction broker. And a transaction broker is really a limited representation for both parties. What a transaction broker is required to do is to deal honestly and fairly with both parties. They're required to account for all funds. They're required to use skill, care, and diligence, and they are also required to disclose all known facts that may materially affect the value of a home. Again, this transaction broker is Florida's law defaults real estate brokers as transaction brokers. Now, if you work with an agent or a broker in a single agent capacity, that means that agent is working for you. There are three main benefits, three duties that are required of a real estate broker to provide you when working in single agency that they are not required to provide you when working as a transaction broker. Those three duties are loyalty, confidentiality, and obedience. So real quick, let me give you an example of what a transaction broker may be able to do versus what a single agent would be able to do. As a transaction broker, you may, through the course of dealings, find out that the seller would be willing to sell their property for less money than the list price. However, because you're working in a transaction broker capacity, you do not have loyalty to either party. So you wouldn't need to share that information with the buyer. Your job, again, is just to facilitate the transaction, not to benefit one party over the other. As a single agent working for a client, if you were to find that information out through the course of talking with the seller's agent or another means, then you are required to disclose those facts to your client. In which case, could potentially help your client negotiate a lower price. So again, transaction broker works to the benefit of getting the deal done. A single agency really is when the loyalty and the confidentiality and the full obedience and disclosure is given to you as a client. I always recommend that customers and prospective people, buyers, work with a real estate broker in a single agent capacity. There are far more benefits to having someone work with you and have your best interests on the forefront. I hope that if you have any more questions about representation or agency representation in Florida, please feel free to call me at 239-229-5732, or you can email me at josh@rockstar-realestate.com. Thanks again for tuning in to my channel. Look forward to seeing you on my next message.